The Testaments, Episode 9. What to expect. Before we go on to Episode 9, let's take a brief look at the current state of affairs following Broken. Although it wasn't the most action-packed episode, it accomplished a lot of heavy lifting for the plot. On paper, Agnes' engagement to Commander Weston is the perfect situation for a girl in Gilead. He's strong. He gives the eyes orders. He is precisely the type of match that the algorithm is meant to generate. Agnes, however, opposes the system's ideal. She desires Garth, a man who, in a sad turn of events, is scheduled to wed Becca, her closest friend. Additionally, Becca has affections for Agnes. The weight of weddings, which none of these girls genuinely desires, sits beneath this triangle of love, pain, and unachievable loyalty. But by the time Broken ended, something far darker had taken precedence over the emotional upheaval of the engagements. The crimes committed by Dr. Grove are no longer a secret. The things he has done and still does to the girls and women in his care are being brought to light. The most recent known victim is Hulda. And something changes in Daisy when she eventually discovers the whole scope of what Grove did to Agnes. An ignition occurs. Daisy has her moment in Episode 9. This is where everything we've been witnessing develop around her comes together, including her outsider position as a Pearl Girl, her annoyance at being imprisoned inside Gilead, and her developing relationship with Agnes and Becca. The problem with Daisy is that she entered Gilead's world with an outlook that Agnes and Becca just don't share. She was raised in Canada. Even in its flawed form, she is aware of what freedom looks like. Outside of these boundaries, she has a benchmark for what women are permitted to be. She can't unsee what she knows, and she won't accept that Grove just walks away from this, which makes her dangerous in the best manner conceivable. However, choosing to take action comes with a price. Daisy isn't innocent. She is well aware that women who openly oppose the powerful males are not forgiven in Gilead, much less those who deviate from the norm. In this universe, the gallows are a real destination rather than a metaphor, and Daisy is aware that if she makes even one mistake, her name may be on that list. Therefore, a portion of Episode 9 concerns her willingness to pay that price. Whether risking her own life is worth it to get justice for her friends. That's a big question. The question is that. And the ideal setting for it is Marat/Sod, whose title is derived from the well-known play about revolution, madness, and the price of resistance. That title is doing a lot of work, so let's take a moment to discuss it. It's a drama about power, the individuals who possess it, and the extent to which others would go to destroy it. It's a mess. It is dramatic. It blurs the distinction between reality and performance, between revolution and normalcy. Daisy's situation in Episode 9 is almost exactly aligned with that framework. Gilead is a system that has determined what is acceptable, what is normal, and what should be punished, making it a sort of sanctuary. And Daisy is going to do something risky inside its confines, just like the actors in that play. By Gilead standards, what she is preparing could seem insane. However, as things stand, it appears to be the only rational reaction to an insane world. Beyond Daisy's own journey, this is what makes Episode 9 so important. With just 2 episodes remaining in the season, it is obvious that the show is preparing for Gilead's internal collapse, not from an external invasion or a spectacular military rescue, but from within. They rejected the girls. From the daughters they believed were under their control. Agnes is not broken in the manner Gilead wants her to be, but she is emotionally compromised. In a system that claimed her sadness was unimportant, Becca has been silently observing, absorbing, and grieving. And Daisy has shown up in a room full of dry tinder like a spark. Whether she is aware of it or not, she is already playing a long game because she is still concealing her menstruation and giving herself some time before Gilead's machinery determines her next fate. Every single one of these girls has been let down by their aunts, who ought to be the world's first line of accountability. Dr. Grove has acted without consequence. Commander Weston is a symbol of the kind of institutional authority that has never had a legitimate need to watch out. All of that seems to begin to alter in the episode Marat/Sod. Daisy's choice is the focal point. She must decide at some point in this episode what she will actually accomplish and what she is willing to give up to do it. Keep a close eye on her, because the show has been developing her from the outside in, and when everything is at stake, we will discover her true nature. The Dr. Grove question remains unanswered. If anything, Hulda's predicament indicates that more people are becoming aware of it. The aunts might make an effort to keep everything under control, but confinement has a limit, and episode 9 might be the end of that limit. Don't overlook the interplay between Agnes and Becca. These two bear a great deal of emotional burden, even as Daisy takes center stage. They are two individuals who are in love with one another and are being drawn toward futures they did not select. Agnes and Becca will be transformed by whatever Daisy initiates. That is virtually a given. Marat Saad is more than just the penultimate episode of a season. It's the point at which the program must demonstrate that the goals it has been pursuing are worthwhile. In the end, the Testaments, both the book and this adaptation, are about how oppressive systems sow the seeds of their own demise. The men who constructed Gilead thought they had solved every problem. Girls who converse with one another are not taken into account. A Canadian adolescent with too much fire and not enough to lose was not taken into consideration. They failed to take into consideration the fact that silence might transform into something quite else if it is pushed too far. Is it something different in episode 9? Marat Saad is where we begin to get the answer to the question that has been raised throughout the season. What will it take for justice, resistance, or these walls to begin to show their cracks? We are on the verge of it. Before you watch, make sure you've finished watching episode 8, since the emotional context of Broken will hit you differently after you witness what happens next. Please share your predictions in the comments section. In particular, how far do you think Daisy will travel, and will she survive the attempt? When the episode airs, we'll see you.